Today I am going to deliver the session on extension approaches in Pesticides Petits Ruminants PPR control program, PPR CP. So the animal diseases are a multitude of economic and non-economic impacts. So it is one of the serious constraint in the existing global scenario. According to the FAO 2017, so the entire global institutions are fighting against three things. So first one is fall armyworm. The next one is Pesticides Petits Ruminants. So it shows the importance of eradicating Pesticides Petits from the small ruminants. So according to the WAHS data, global incidence of PPR from 2005 to 16. So this is the data available. So Africa, it is 33.8%, and Asia, it is 59.7%. It shows that how prevalence is more in Asia. And PPR is spreading at an alarming rate over last 15 years, as we already know, because the people who are connected with the field, definitely they have come across the clinical cases of PPR and the problem faced by the farmer who has small ruminants affected with the PPR. So it is widely prevalent and endemic in almost all parts of India. The main problem here is many of the times PPR is unnoticed or not recognized by the farmers. They think that it is due to some local symptoms or some sort of health issues. They didn't consider it as a PPR. And also sometimes people fail to report the disease. Actually, the farmer has to report to the area veterinary officer or area veterinary assistant surgeon to recognize or diagnose the disease, whether it is PPR or normal normal deviation from the health science. So it is a common among the farmers. So farmers are motivated to report the disease symptoms to the concerned veterinary authority. So in the world, 2 billion susceptible small ruminants, and PPR could infect up to 80% ruminants if it is not controlled. So it is a very severe thing because 80% of small ruminants. So assume small ruminants are the major part, or small ruminants contributes major part of food system. That is especially non-vegetarian food system. People used to prefer mutton. So that's why mutton and chawan. That's why the importance is very, very huge in case of PPR. Expected economic losses could be 653 billion to 669 US. It is according to Bardhan. So he is this principal scientist and head in IVRI. So from his study, it was found out. So it the PPR impact across the society and affect value chain from the production to consumption. So most of the time, the studies are showing towards the impact cost to the farmers. And most of the time, the studies neglect the impact or damage or losses caused to the other stakeholders. And it also questions the animal source of food production. So according to the database WAHID, that is OIE, World Animal Health Information Database, based on the data available up to 2014, India is one of the 65 countries that were known or strongly suspected to be infected with PPR. So that's why Indian government took immense efforts to eradicate PPR before 2030. In addition to this, there is an increasing threat due to climate change. So the climate is changing. So accordingly, so there is extremities in the climate and the weather conditions, environment will be there. So increase in drought condition leads to PPR spread. So it is based on a scientific evidence. So if there is more drought, occurrence of more drought, automatically PPR will also increase. It's a new finding. So with this background, the objective is to determine the suitable extension approaches for control of PPR has been made. So here, the study is based on, the entire presentation is based on my PhD study only. I have selected Tamil Nadu after developing a composite index for a selection of states. With the available 20 states, for those states only, the research team could be able to develop the composite index. So from that, I have selected Tamil Nadu. So here the study exports to factor study has been conducted. Local and nearby shanties are included, and the main thing is Department of Animal Husbandry. I am here to acknowledge the social capital of State Department of Animal Husbandry. They helped me a lot in doing this work. These are all some of the data collection glimpse. So Vepur Shandy, Vadalur Shandy. So these shanties are located in Tamil Nadu, Kadalur district and Tiruvallur district. And these are all glimpse of data collection at Shandy and participatory small group discussion and key informant technique and discussion with the veterinarian. So the categories. So what are all the laws which are being caused by PPR? So there are 4 categories of loss which can be caused to stakeholders. Loss due to reduction in operation, because if PPR affects, so there will be loss in reduction in operation, because people won't come forward to purchase. In the sense the village aggregator or local traders won't come forward to purchase the animal. So there will be reduction in operation. It will cause economic loss to the farmers and also stakeholders. And additional transport cost. Suppose if the village level trader or local trader can't able to collect the number of required number of small ruminants at one particular village, he has to move to other villages where the healthy animals are available. So it will incur additional transport cost and also additional labor cost, and also there is a possibility to additional brokerage also. So if you see this, you can see from this table, you can able to see the income loss incurred by the stakeholders. With regard to farmers, the loss due to PPR per animal by farmer is around 5,300 rupees. So other things are there. The total loss incurred by stakeholders beyond farmers, here it has been given. Aggregators 30% loss, middleman 11% loss, trader 31%, wholesaler 22%, retailer 7%, and restaurant owner it is 5%. These are all the photographs which are in the background of developing this extension approaches during ECO PPR partnership meeting on 12th November 2029 at ILRI Nairobi, Kenya. The same thing. So we are directly coming to the stakeholder institutions, because in PPR control of PPR PPR control program, stakeholder institutions involved in PPR has to change their strategy. Our respected Executive Director, Center for Sustainable Agriculture, Dr. Ramanjanailu sir, took a class during last week when I was attending a managed training program. Sir told that the agriculture, including livestock farming, the system is changing. And so the institutional roles also. We should not stick on to the traditional extension approach methods. We have to the institutions and also the extensionist has to update themselves to meet the changing need of extension needs. This particular figure affirms the statement given by our executive director, sir. So the intervention through research, technology development, and extension and advisory service. So I have classified it into man, machine, method, and market and monitoring. So man, obviously, first person is farmer. So we have to develop sheep and goat societies and FPO. Actually, with regard to sheep societies, we can see, for example, we can take Karnataka as a good model. Karnataka sheep societies are running in a best way. We can follow the Karnataka sheep society model. And it is rare to see the goat societies. However, there are FPOs on sheep farming and also goat farming. So these FPOs are a trusty area and most wanted research area in the current trend. So this is the statement given by our managing director, agriculture extension, Dr. Saravanan Ras sir. So at farmers level, we have to develop so many societies and farmer producer organizations. In addition to that, we have to encourage the farmer to farmer extension at farmer level. For example, progressive farmers, advanced, we can say as a community practitioner. Nowadays, progressive farmers are called as community practitioners. So those community practitioners are vaccinating their animals periodically as per the vaccination schedule. But the thing is that there should be some spillover effect. Maybe we can say spillover effect or farmer to farmer extension. So that particular progressive farmer or community practitioner should motivate and educate and sensitize the nearby farmer to go for the recommended vaccination. So this is not only for PPR, but also for all the vaccinations. So this model can be replicated to other vaccinations also. So farmer to farmer extension. So that is very important in case at farmer level. So the next one is aggregator, next middleman and trader or sub-trader and wholesaler. So here there is a need to study the horizontal or vertical relationship. So what is the vertical relationship exists among the aggregators, among the middleman, among the traders, among the wholesalers? Likewise, what is the vertical relationship exists between aggregator, middleman, traders, and wholesalers? So the relationship need to be studied. So based on the stability, you have to, the institution has to intervene. In addition to that, the institutions have to facilitate productive relationship. That is very important. In the sense, some kind of technical guidance through extension advisory service, we can try to facilitate such kind of productive relationship. So maybe EAS on flock health, diseases, transportation, stocking, and slaughtering, because flock health is not confined to farmer or farm gate alone, because flock health, it extends to aggregator level, middle level, trader level, wholesaler, retailer level. Because the animal which has been brought for sale to shandy or any place which is outside the farm should not go back to the farm. Because if the animal comes once the animal comes out from the farm, if it happens to mingle with the other animal, there will be a possibility of acquiring infection and also disseminate to the other animals if it go back to the its own farm. So the EA should be strengthened. So with regard to machine, so all the farmers and aggregators, middlemen, traders, they should be trained with disease diagnosing techniques like I can't say it is a too much diagnostic techniques, but based on symptoms and based on using materials such as a thermometer. Based on this, the stockholders can able to identify the deviation of healthy signs from the animal. Suppose if animal has a respiratory problem, diarrhea, fever, and plus abortion problem. So these kind of things are prominent signs of PPR. So these people are very much they're very much motivated to use the thermometer. So it's a simple thing, thermometer. By using thermometer, maybe you can go for advanced thermometer also without inserting the thermometer in the rectum of the animal. They can test the temperature. That is also possible. In addition to this, the institution has to design the stockyards. Because after a purchase of animal from the farmer, sometimes aggregators or middlemen or traders, even wholesalers also used to stockyard the animal, keep the animal for a while, maybe for 1 day or 2 day, sometimes 1 week also they are keeping. So how the stockyard should be? What is the recommended practices for constructing, or what are all the recommended practices to keep the animals in stockyard? So these are all the things the institution has to do. And the institution has to design the transport truck instead of just simply suggesting or recommending this much of size should be there. They may go for designing the transport truck, because if you happen to see the animal transportation on national highways or roadside, so it is the animals are in a congested way. Their animals are suffocating while transporting from one place to another places. So besides this, the institution has to go for least cost abattoir. Maybe it's a stationary and mobile method. And in Madras Veterinary College, with the help of ICR fund, they have developed a mobile scientific abattoir, which cost about, I think it is around 5 to 7 lakhs. So like that, we may go for designing such a least cost abattoir. Even those 5 to 7 lakhs also maybe tried to reduce the institution has to try to reduce the cost. Likewise, ergonomic small scale slaughter instruments need to be designed, and those instrument has to be disseminated among the butchers. So these are all the things. It is not only with regard to PPR. It is applicable to, I can say it is applicable to all the small ruminant diseases. And with regard to method, the institution has to identify or recommend the aggregation methods. So how to aggregate? The farmer may follow some existing practices. The institution has to identify what are the way or what kind of aggregation practices they are following. Among the available aggregation practices, the institution has to identify which one is best, and the institution has to try to incorporate some scientific recommendations in the existing practices. It's a kind of refining the farmers' technology, and they have to disseminate among the farmers. And institution has to educate on licensing, animal licensing, and also animal transport, educating, and also the institution has to give transport to the stakeholders. So here the frontline extension workers has to do the vital role. And with regard to stocking, how to stock, how many animals can be stocked, what is the stocking area required during stocking, what are all the things has to be feed has to be given, what are all the supporting nutrient has to be given, what are all the things which should not be given, because some people may do some sort of unwanted things to boost the weight of the animal. So these things should be curbed, and with regard to this, the institution has to educate the all the actors in the value chain. And with regard to slaughtering and storage, the people, in the sense the butchers, the abattoir workers have to be trained. Here, the practical difficulty is none of the butcher will come forward to attend the training program. So we have to identify a right place and also a right time. For example, if the people are Hindus, one particular month they won't take non-veg. One particular month, some Christian community people won't take during Lent day. They won't take non-veg item. So during these days, in the sense, I am not pointing out the community or religion. I'm not pointing out the religion. The thing is, when the sales are very less or when the sales are nil, so during that time, these people have to be trained with regard to hygienic slaughtering practices. That is very important. And also with regard to restaurant owners, cooking and preparation, we have to give training. Maybe with the help of food safety authorities, we can do training to them. So of these activities, aggregation, stocking, and slaughtering, cooking, preparation, the institution has to identify the better practices, and participatory refinement should be there. And after that, after refining the such technology or practices, it has to be disseminated. So after dissemination, definitely it will promise the hygienic slaughtering practices among the abattoir level. So with regard to market, farm, village, or shandy or stockyard, abattoir and butcher shop and restaurant. So here monitoring should be involved with regard to monitoring of these places, market, right from the farm gate to restaurant, or right from the farm to plate. Food safety, the role of food safety authorities is very, very important. So here one point I want to suggest is, right now the veterinary officers or veterinary assistant surgeons job chart is too hectic to look after the changing scenario of livestock farming activities, because nowadays there are so many challenging emerging diseases are damaging or affecting animals. For example, we can say large animal recently affected with lumpy skin disease, and veterinarians are playing a pivotal role in putting FMD vaccination, and also now they have started to put PPR vaccination in addition to this insurance, and many activities are there. So the work nature has to be, job chart has to be reconsidered. Maybe for these kind of activities, Sandy and all, maybe we can utilize the resourcefulness from the practicing veterinarian or private veterinarian. So in coordination with the veterinary officer or veterinary assistant surgeon, if the private practitioner or fresh veterinary graduate works for the betterment of livestock and also for the consumer community, So it will strengthen the social capital of the practicing veterinarian, private veterinarian, so that they can also do a better practice, and also it will be a livelihood for them also. So this figure shows the stakeholder institutions involved in pesticide petites. So it is not a one-man show. Definitely, all the institutions should work at a coordinated way. The collaboration is very important, and also conversion is very important. And here I can say I hereby propose this model. So State Veterinary Service, State Department of Animal Husbandry Department. So it is bestowed with veterinarians. So it has to be supported by veterinary student and also retired vets. And due help also should be scouted from paravets and also volunteers. So these things will give enough human resources to carry out a PPR vaccination. So these activities should be supported by people's organization or farmers organizations such as farmer producer organization, NGOs or voluntary organizations, and field level extension functionaries. Even in Atma also there are BTM, block technology manager is there, area technology manager is there. So this BTM and the ATM in Atma people are closely associated with the veterinary Department of Veterinary and also state veterinary universities. So this association may be the scope of the association may be very much utilized for the betterment of small ruminant health. So then group approach need to be enhanced. That is, as I told you already, F2 farmer, F to F, it is nothing but farmer to farmer extension. So the progressive farmer has to be identified in the sense that the community practitioner has to be identified. So they should be utilized for disseminating the technology to the nearby people. So that is very important. So farmer to farmer extension, that is needed. So the every institutions and the frontline extension workers such as KVKs and the Department of Animal Husbandry people should consider this one. Besides this, value chain actors such as including butchers and input dealers such as feed sellers and fodder seed seller. So these people also should be educated on PPR and the importance of PPR and how the PPR affects the economy of the farmers and also the nation. It has to be done. So here, the institutions such as state veterinary universities and the KVKs should play a major role in PPR control program. So all the time we are focusing towards farmers only for PPR vaccination program. So now we have to extend, think beyond farmers level. So we can involve or educate about disease, PPR disease, and also how to control or prevent PPR disease among other value chain stakeholder also. So here I can say in the PPR control program, we can also include a non-farming community and the meat-eating consumer also, because they have to be educated. So what is meant by PPR and how to prevent. So suppose if a non-farming community or a meat-eating consumer go and purchase a goat for meat purpose at the farm level, if he asks if the buyer asks whether your animal has been protected against PPR, so the question will make the farmer. It will be definitely a trigger for the farmer to adopt a PPR. So for PPR control program, we should not leave not even a single possibility to educate the farmer and adopt the vaccination program. So this model could be helpful for PPR control program. Maybe it can also be replicated to other diseases also. With regard to Tamil Nadu Veterinary Animal Sciences University, TANVAS, the constituent colleges of TANVAS. So it has a veterinary animal husbandry extension discipline. So under this discipline, student activities are there. Students are doing activities. So it is in all the colleges, it is almost similar. Initially, the student will be allowed to visit a village, and they have to go for a village study by transact walk and data collection, survey, everything the students will do. And after collecting the data, they will come out with some problems. What maybe we can say, what are all the diseases they are facing, what are all the constraints they are facing. So in this case, definitely PPR is always where the small ruminants are more in any village. Definitely PPR will be a problem. The problem it is mentioned by farmers. So students used to prepare posters and prepare exhibits with regard to farmers' problems, including PPR. So it will be displayed at the end. At the end of course, before concluding their coursework, they used to organize a campaign like thing. So in that campaign, all exhibition and shows, everything will be conducted. So it involves PPR also. So such kind of activities should be encouraged. So based on the locality and the type of species of animal reared in the locality, these students can be motivated to do such activities. In addition to this, Kalnadai Kadir is a popular journal, monthly popular journal released by Tanvas. So through this Kalnadai Kadir, all the livestock and poultry oriented management practices and all informations were disseminated among the farmers. Time-based information. For example, if the PPR is before prevalent month of PPR, with regard to PPR, the information will be published. Likewise, social media and mass media program. So through Tanva's social media and YouTube, so programs are there, and faculties and subject matter specialists are talking about or disseminating information about PPR through mass media programs, also through NSS activities and awareness program the university is carrying out. So the Directorate of Extension Education under TANVAS, it has Veterinary University and Veterinary University Training and Research Centers, VUTRC, and the Farmers Training Centers and the KVK under his control. Through his on and off-campus activities, training programs, especially during small ruminant training on small ruminant farming or control and management of livestock diseases. So PPR is a vital part in the training curriculum. And also in village attachment activity or village adoption activities with regard to PPR, all the dissemination educational activities are being carried out, and extension and advisory services through touch screen, email, and telephone, in person, letter. All the activities. Letter is somewhat outdated. Nowadays no one is putting letter and outdated. So through over phone, even groups, almost all the Veterinary University Training Research Center, FTCs and KVKs, things which are being carried out in Canvas to support the PPR program. And women's approach, women-centric approach. So most of the time, I can't say most of the time, almost all the small ruminants are being carried out by women. Women are inseparable from small ruminants, and they are the real workers in keeping small ruminants. So if there is any problem occurs in small ruminant farming, for example PPR, it largely affects the women, in the sense affects the women. But the PPR facets differ from men to women. There is a deferred empowerment. So PPR, so the man component and women component with regard to small ruminant farming is different. The association between men and small ruminant and women and small ruminant is different, because most of the time all the works are being carried out by women only. So what? So there is a need to achieve the goal of eradicating PPR by 2030, because PPR is a global threat and it affects a food system. So what we should know, what is now? So PPR CP, PPR control program, so vaccination program, PPR vaccination program leads to better women's say in decision making, better women's financial freedom, and better share of female in labor workforce. So PPR CP indirectly empowers the woman. So the entire extension, frontline extension workers and also the entire extension system need to consider this one. The PPRs, the positive or desirable effect which are being caused by PPR CP on women, it has to be considered, and the vaccination system should be accordingly formulated. So the relationship between vaccination and empowerment facets need to be considered, and there should be right strategy and diligent implementation of PPR CP. For example, if the 100 days work is going on, that MNRG work is going on, so during that time, if PPR vaccination happens in a village, so there will be a difficulty for women people to come bring their animal for vaccination. So government needs to consider during this 100 days employment guarantee program. So they have to give some relaxation during vaccination program, or the Department of Animal Husbandry has to fix the date of PPR vaccination in accordance with their 100 days working day program. So these are all things needs to be considered by Department of Animal Husbandry and also by the government. And what next? Women's knowledge on small ruminant disease management need to be enhanced. So this is possible through training and extension advisory activities through the frontline extension workers, especially Veterinary University Training and Research Center, that is a state veterinary university system, and also Department of Animal Husbandry system. So in addition to this, we have to increase the access to the veterinary service delivery to the women people. So accordingly, as I told you already, so the vaccination timing should match or in accordance with their employment program, employment activities. And we have to respond to the gender-based constraint and opportunities. So the female has certain problems such as bringing animal to veterinary dispensaries and all those kind of gender-based problems needs to be considered, and further the solutions to be carried out. And also we have to harness the potential of community-based organizations. So community-based organizations at the grassroots level has immense potential to influence or educate or sensitize or motivate the farmers. So here I can see two different things. So how an institute PPR control program. So in figure 21, slaughterhouse which is not in use. You can see the slaughterhouse is not in use. So the stakeholder institution has to take necessary step to open the slaughterhouse. And the next one is sheep carcass at Shandy. So it is left unattended. Okay, so always not depending. In addition to the role played by the veterinary officers or veterinary assistant surgeons, the private veterinarians are practicing veterinary. The role of private veterinarians are practicing veterinarians also have to be harnessed for. So these are all the policy related things. Right now, looking after Shandy is the role of veterinary assistant surgeon or veterinary officer. So it has to be considered for some other thing, because now the challenges are coming in many directions in our extension system also. With regard to extension approach, as I told you already, these are the nutshell about this session. We should not focus on farmers alone for PPR control program. So value chain based approach is required. So with regard to PPR, so from the farmer to the consumer, all the people in the value chain actors, all the value chain actors should know about what is PPR and what are all the diseases, how to vaccinate. So these are all things to be done. And women centric, as I told you already, so the PPR vaccination program should be in accordance with the employment activities of women, especially this 100-day women employment programs. And also we should focus on non-farming and also consumer-centric approaches. We should not sticking on to farmers alone. We should extend to value chain and other value chain actors, and also non-farming activities and consumers, and how to prevent PPR. So goat is an excellent climate resilient animal. So climate resilient approach is very much in case of controlling PPR among the small ruminants. In addition to this, we can conduct a participatory approach to study the impact of the small ruminant diseases, especially PPR, and also the impact of PPR vaccination. Based on the understanding developed by the participatory approach, we can go for modification for control of PPR. So like similar to pulse polio vaccination campaign, so Chhattisgarh also conducted mass vaccination against PPR in a campaign mode. So to hasten the effect of vaccination, prior to vaccination, the state implemented activities to deworm on a mass scale. So deworming first after vaccination against PPR. So right now, Chhattisgarh is a front runner in controlling PPR by adopting these kind of vaccine campaign mode vaccination. So the other states are also should follow such kind of successful models, because earlier I think after Chhattisgarh, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh took immense effort to control PPR program through various activities. Tamil Nadu also initially focused on outbreak hit area vaccination. Now in Tamil Nadu, so the vaccination throughout statewide vaccination is being followed by Tamil Nadu. Earlier it was outbreak hit. So this kind of transition should not take much time in all the other states. So here the notable thing is when the Department of Animal Husbandry, State Department of Animal Husbandry supplies the vaccination. That questions the matter, because as of today, PPR vaccination is not recommended for a pregnant animal, and the PPR vaccination should be vaccinated more than 3-month-old animal. So less than 3 month old animal and pregnant animals are not vaccinated against PPR. So during which period or during which season or during which month the animals are not pregnant. So during that particular time, the State Animal Husbandry Department has to supply the vaccination, PPR vaccination, along with the necessary resources. That is very important. Not only providing PPR vaccines to veterinary officers or veterinary assistant surgeon will make the magic. In addition to other resources, supporting, helping hands, that is very important. So if they offer such kind of thing, definitely it is not statewide, it's a nationwide program. We can eradicate vaccination before 2030. So as I told you already, farmer to farmer extension. So that is a strategy followed. Nowadays, it is transforming to other stage also. In addition to farmer extension, we can use students, parents based extension also. So here in Tamil Nadu, the State Department of Animal Husbandry followed a successful model with regard to rabies control program. So they have conducted so many rabies awareness program among school children and school students. So via school students and school children, the importance of rabies vaccination has reached their parents, and it reflected positively or desirably reflected in rabies vaccination program. It helped to control the it contributes to control the rabies control program. So likewise, the PPR also, for example, Veterinary University Training Research Center, the constituent unit of TANVAS, is organizing many student-oriented activities like NSS activities. Even outreach centers, TANVAS outreach centers are organizing NSS activities and regularly contacting college students for seminar-oriented activities, and also Tamil Nadu government non-Mudalvan activities. So there are many activities are carried out for the betterment of school students, college students, and so we should not neglect the stakeholders and also the non-farming community, that is consumer. Stakeholders vertical and horizontal relationship stability. So it is very difficult to study the vertical and horizontal relationship stability. However, institutions should take necessary steps to study this stability, and it should facilitate the productive relationship, facilitate for the better productive relationship among the stakeholders. So the institution need to design the machines and refine the better climate resilient practices, and it should harness the digital technologies and offering a better extension and advisory services. So it can enhance the role of food safety authorities. So, and also we have to enhance the role of food safety authorities and veterinarians. So what next we have to do? So the entire value chain, small ruminant value chain should be under a PPR control program. Value chain and the stakeholder institution and women centric. So the value chain, the relationship between the stakeholder, value chain stakeholder, AVK or farmer to frontline extension workers. Those strengthening should be needed, and also the extension activity should be women centric, because women are the predominant keepers of small ruminants. And the model should be extended to other diseases and for sustainable animal source food production. For example, we can say, as I told you already, Chhattisgarh model can be used. So it is vaccination is safe and it offers a 3 months immunity, means it has to be, the information has to be reached farmers properly. Because even now also in Tamil Nadu, people are asking, sir, do I have to do vaccination against goat or sheep for PPR for once in twice? Because PPR and FMD are related. Suppose if I take a class in training class, and if I say PPR and FMD viruses are related and diseases are somewhat related, immediately they will raise this question. Then FMD is against FMD, people are doing vaccination twice in a year. So is it so in case of PPR? It is not so. Extension education component, these things has to be clearly communicated to the farmers. And with regard to all the global level PPR control program publications. So one is by Nivedi, our ICR Nivedi at Bengaluru, and USAID publication, and small ruminant value chain, and also the OIE manual. So all these are available online, and you can download it. And with regard to further reading, you can use the keyword PPR plus Bardhan, PPR plus Balamurugan plus Govindaraj plus Nivedi. So as of my knowledge, with regard to socio-economical aspect, these three researchers are doing quality research. Now, I would like to say eradication of sheep and goat plague is achievable by 2030 amid the climate change. So PPR eradication program contributes in accomplishing sustainable development goals 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and 12, and 17. So thank you one and all extension approaches. I'm not too much proficient in PPR vaccination detailed thing like what all the strain you said, what all the efficacy percentage like that thing. Just if you have any queries with regard to extension approaches or model, how to take the information or recommended practices to farmers or PPR vaccination to farmer, you can ask me.